Greetings everyone, Joseph James here for SchoolTrade.com with your term and quiz of the day. Now here's how it works, guys. It's very simple. At the end of this video, there's going to be a quiz. All you have to do is click the link below the video in the description of the YouTube page and post your answers on our blog. The first 5 correct answers every day are going to qualify from free beginners courses, 20% off the advanced course. Guys, the rules are posted in the description of the video. And if you want more information on the quizzes or about lifetime membership, drop us an email, sales@schooloftrade.com, and we'll send you more information about it. Now, the term of the day today is the dollar index, or the DX symbol. What is a dollar index? Well, pardon the pun, it's one of the most trendy markets these days. A lot of people are watching them these days. Maybe not trending, maybe flat a little bit sometimes. But the US dollar index, guys, is on the Intercontinental Exchange, right? The US dollar index futures market. It's one of the most widely recognized, publicly traded indexes in the world. It's compared the USD to a basket of currencies, and it's open 22 hours a day on the Intercontinental Exchange. And again, symbol is the DX for the dollar index. So again, dollar index, DX, 22 hours a day, and it compares a basket of currencies to the US dollar. All right, now, we don't trade the dollar index. Volume's a little bit too low for us. We use it for correlations. Now, I know right now you're saying, but Joe, don't you always say to be careful about correlations? I do, and I'm going to talk more about that later on in our presentation this week. But I want you guys to be aware there is a correlation here between the dollar futures index and things like crude oil, gold, currencies, and the E-minis. Now, once again, we're going to do a special presentation later on this week about how we actually trade this dollar index, right? How we use this to trade with. But I want to go over the correlation first and give you guys some more information about the dollar index itself. Now, we're going to compare for this presentation, for this video today, the index compared to the crude oil and the gold, right? The dollar versus crude and the dollar versus gold. Now, they're going to have a very simple correlation, guys. It's a negative correlation. The dollar rises, the crude oil falls. If the dollar is very slow, we expect the crude oil and the gold to be very slow, right? If the dollar is flat, we expect crude and gold to be flat. So as you can imagine, negative correlation, dollar rises, we expect gold or crude to fall. If the dollar is very slow, right, slow speed, we expect gold and crude to be slow. And if the dollar is flat, right, that means the price action is flat, not trending, we expect the crude and the gold also to be flat. So the dollar index compared to the gold and crude, negative correlation. And of course, that's a very simple correlation there, right? Now, here's what to watch though. On the dollar index, I'm going to watch slow, fast, and pace of tape. On my slower time frame, right, I'm going to watch my major level of support and resistance from my auto levels indicator. I'm going to watch my important trend lines, and I'm going to watch my overall trend, right? So I want to avoid some sideways markets on my slower time frame. On my fast time frame, I'm going to watch for the overall short-term trend. Now you'll notice here on this chart, we see a very well-defined upward trend here, right? That's easy to see. If the dollar index is trending up like this, we should expect to be taking some breaker patterns to the short side on gold and crude. Okay, on the fast time frame, we're watching your short-term trend. And then last but not least, guys, the pace of a tape indicator will tell you the speed of the price action. We watch the pace of a tape indicator on the dollar index to know when the pace of a tape is moving quickly. That means the gold and crude should also be moving quickly. All right, now, here's what the ideal situation looks like. On my slower time from the dollar, no trend lines in my way, no support and resistance levels in my way, and we've got a nice strong trend. On the fast time frame, that well-defined trend up or down we talked about earlier, and beware of the sideways chop. I want to be very careful. Sideways choppy dollar will equal sideways choppy crude and gold. And again, the pace of a tape indicator, I want to be moving very quickly on the dollar. That, of course, will show quick pace of the tape on the crude and the gold. Now, here's what to be aware of, right? Stay away from this. If I see the dollar index is sitting on a trend line, or if the dollar index is very choppy and sideways with no overall trend, that means we're probably not going to get much of a trend on crude and gold, so you want to be careful about that. Okay, so on the fast time frame, looking for that well-defined trend. Stay away from sideways markets on a fast time from the dollar, because that's going to translate into the same thing on crude and gold. And when you see red or decreasing pace of a tape on the dollar, be aware you're probably going to see the same thing on the gold as well. So be careful about slow, sideways, choppy markets on the dollar, because that's what you're going to see on the crude and on the gold. All right, quiz time. Get those pens and papers ready. That's right. Eyes off your neighbor. Eyes off your neighbor. Let him take his quiz too. This futures index compares the USD to a basket of currencies, and it's open 22 hours a day on the Intercontinental Exchange electronically. Is it the Euro currency futures? the dollar index futures? Is it the E-mini S&P futures? Or maybe it's our favorite soybean futures? Again, this index future compares the US dollar to a basket of currencies open 22 hours a day on the Intercontinental Exchange, a fully electronic market. Is it the euro currencies? Is it the dollar index futures? Is it the E-mini S&P futures? Or maybe those soybeans? Hey guys, if you know the answer right now, do you know the answer? If you know the answer, guys, all you have to do is click on that link below the video. It says, I know the answer. If you're the first 5 correct answers, guys, you'll get a free beginner's course, qualify for the 20% discount in the advanced course, and all you have to do to qualify is post your answers by following the rules. And if you guys want more information about that, just drop us an email, sales@schooloftrade.com. Hope the video helps, guys. Hope you learn more about the index futures, the dollar index, the almighty dollar index. We'll see you guys tomorrow, more live trade room. Bye-bye for now.